Hello, this is Chris at Long's Northwest Hitch. I wanted to take an opportunity while I was on this job. Today we're doing a power module converter harness on a 2011 Toyota Camry. And one of the things I'm all the time telling people about these vehicles that require power module harnesses, one of the main places where installers have issues is the routing of the power wire from the vehicle's battery or the power distribution box to the back of the car where the power module is located. A lot of guys will just loop the wire down through the engine compartment, just down through the bottom here, and what happens is that wire can get tangled up on your drive shafts on front wheel drive vehicles. It can get hung up in the steering knuckle down there. And then there's sway bars and just all kinds of moving parts, not to mention the exhaust that throws a lot of heat that can melt the wire or burn the insulation off the wire. We have found that the best way to run the power wire on these vehicles is to actually follow the existing vehicle's wiring harness inside the vehicle. It keeps the wire out of the elements out of the wind and the water and rain and the elements, and it also keeps it away from all those moving parts. You've got, of course, we've attached here to the vehicle's positive terminal of the battery here, using a Permaseal Molex heat shrink ring terminal, and then you got your fuse holder here, and it's also butt connected to the main wire using a Molex heat shrink connection. So all your connections are weatherproof inside the hood. And then we followed the main harness back up this way, and then we've actually gone back up through the firewall, back in the back there, using a grommet, so that you don't have to worry about rough edges, right through the firewall into the interior of the vehicle. Now in this particular vehicle, we had to take the air breather, which sits right here, out so that we had some room to work. And again, that's just a step that a lot of guys don't want to take the time to do, but it yields a lot better results if you do it. And then inside the vehicle, we've come through the firewall. I don't know if you can see up there or not, but we've come through the firewall right there, and we follow that main harness, and we've tied it up with zippy ties back in behind the brake pedal, and then we come down back behind these wiring junction blocks right here, and then we follow the harness right under that hood release is in the way, you can't see very good, but then we just follow the main harness right underneath the thresholds, all the way along the existing harness. And I'm going to jump to the back door here, and I'm sorry if this thing's not focusing. We're going in and out of the sunlight, so it's hard to see. And then here's the wire running along the main harness again, right up through here, and we follow it right up the back, and then we go through into the back here, through into the trunk area with the other harness. Now we did have to take the passenger seat out and this bolster panel loose to have room to get it. It does take a little bit of doing. It takes extra time, but when you take the extra time to do it right, you're never going to have problems. This comes right along here, jumps up the main harness, and then comes down the back and into our power module box right there. There's the main connection inside here. I haven't tied this up yet. And then it just comes along back here and feeds the actual power module box back here with its power directly from the battery. And then of course you have your wiring harness here, which will just come out the back when you're towing. And then when you're not towing, you can just wrap it up and put it inside the trunk. That is by far the best way to route that power wire. We have found that when we take the extra hour, usually, sometimes it's about an hour to hour and a half, depending on what components we have to take off on the vehicle. By taking that extra time and running that wire along the factory provided harness, our customers don't have any problems with their wiring. It does take extra time up front. It's a little more expensive, but we'd rather our customers never have problems with their wiring for the lifetime that they own the vehicle, instead of getting something cheap up front and then possibly having to do wiring repairs just a few short seasons away. So just wanted to kind of give that as an example. I'm all the time talking about it on the phone, but some people like to see things, so that hopefully that brings a little bit of clarity. Hope you have a great day. We look forward to doing your next wiring installation.